6. Well, the clouds and the showers are around for tonight, and they may be around for tomorrow, but wait till you see the weekend. We'll detail your full forecast coming up.
Right now on News Channel 6 at 5, new efforts underway to get the vaccine to the people. The latest on the rollout right here at home.
Plus, the road to recovery from COVID may be longer than you expect, what local doctors are saying.
And Richmond County explaining its policy on storing information about guns. News Channel 6 at 5 starts now.
Live from Television Park, this is Wjbf News Channel 6 at 5.
Good evening, everyone. I'm Jenny Montgomery.
I'm Brad Means. Thanks for staying with us.
Augusta University is exploring how to treat patients who develop illnesses after recovering from COVID. It's called post-COVID-19 syndrome, and it can be severe. News Channel 6's Chloe Salsameda has that story.
Recovering from COVID is difficult for so many people, and the medical community still doesn't know the long-term effects. But they are starting to show. People who have recovered are developing illnesses that can land them back in the doctor's office, or worse, back in the hospital. There's much to learn about COVID-19, importantly, how it impacts people long-term. Doctors at Augusta University seeing patients come in with a variety of illnesses after recovering.
It probably happens in somewhere in the range of about 10% of individuals, maybe a little bit more, depending on how severe their course of COVID-19 was.
Illnesses can be mild, fatigue, a cough, loss of taste or smell, or more severe. COVID can cause blood clots and damage organs like the lungs, heart, and brain.
The first time I had COVID, my symptoms were not severe.
Casey Corbin has battled COVID twice. She says she now suffers from headaches and migraines.
This has been weekly.
This is one of the areas the Medical College of Georgia is researching. They've kicked off a 5-year study on how COVID impacts the neurological system. Some people report becoming confused or even depressed after recovering. AU now working to form a post-COVID clinic to treat these illnesses head-on. But they're running into some challenges.
Each person has a different subset or cluster of these symptoms, and it's hard for scheduling purposes to have a pulmonologist there, critical care there, psychiatry, neurology, cardiology, and so forth.
Until then, doctors say this is another reason to do your part to keep the virus from spreading, because the long-term effects can be severe. Chloe Salsameda, WJBF News Channel 6.
Coverage you can count on continues with the vaccine rollout in Georgia, where Governor Brian Kemp said in a news conference today that state hospitalizations are at their lowest point in 2 weeks. Positivity rates also down since the start of the month. On the vaccine front, the state has given nearly 500,000 doses and is working to add vaccination sites. Kemp says with such a high demand, it's still going to take a while to reach herd immunity.
Our hospitals cannot handle another surge in COVID-19 patients on top of their current workload. This is not an all-clear signal. We've got to continue to keep our foot on the gas.
Yeah, again, Kemp says he's urging everybody to continue to follow safety guidelines.
About 75 residents and staff members of Trinity on Lawrence received their COVID-19 vaccines today. That number included people in nutrition, housekeeping, and management. The oldest resident living at the facility also got the shot. We spoke with the director about the challenges the pandemic has presented for them. And Governor McMaster also made an appearance to share words on the pandemic and watch some of the vaccines being given.
As these rollouts continue, states have to follow very strict distribution rules. For instance, the vaccine cannot be shipped across state lines. Each state gets a specific number of doses based on their populations. Augusta University's Chief Medical Officer, Dr. Philip Kuhl, says if they were to vaccinate a South Carolina resident, they'd have to report it to both Georgia and South Carolina's health departments, since those doses need to be counted properly.
Someone like us that is on the border has to deal with not only 2 different allocation systems, 2 different ordering systems, 2 different reporting systems, two different sets of rules and two different sets of qualifications of who is to be vaccinated.
Those 70 and older, along with frontline workers, can get their shots in South Carolina, 65 and older, and frontline workers in Georgia.
The Richmond County Sheriff's Office new gun policy is raising some concerns. News Channel 6's Darnisa Jefferson breaks down what it means for gun owners.
The Richmond County Sheriff's Office new comprehensive gun law has garnered a lot of attention, but some local gun owners say it could be a step forward in getting stolen firearms off the streets. Under the policy, deputies can store firearm information in a database after they make contact with someone carrying a gun that's involved in a criminal investigation. The policy has raised some concern from gun owners who see the database as an infringement on their Second Amendment rights. But deputies say the goal of the policy is to cut down on gun violence, not to infringe on the rights of gun owners.
We're looking for the people that are involved in criminal activity or suspected criminal activity and that are carrying guns, crime guns. That's the main focus of this whole thing that we're doing. We're not interested in people that are legally carrying firearms.
Deputies say they will not be stopping concealed carriers just to make record of their guns. Their focus is logging information on guns that are directly related to a criminal investigation or suspected in a possible crime. In Augusta, Darnisa Jefferson, Wjbf, News Channel 6.
Well, it looks like a merger between the New Holland and Wagner, South Carolina.